Come on. Okay. Well, let's get this here up and running, social media family. You know, regardless of whether or not I am here, you figured out what I'm saying. Read between the lines, fill in the blanks. Okay. Again, I would think that more than quite a few Hollywood, California celebrities would know what I'm talking about, and be they carbon copies of the originals of themselves or the actual real McCoy than to be Memorex. Okay, hold it thought. Thought this was something such other. There's just so much static that I can listen to. Like one given moment time or another. You know what I mean? Figure it out. You know, smart guys and gals. Figure it out. Don't be shy. Do the math. Read between the lines, fill in the blanks. Whatever, however you say it. You know. Or so I say to you all, regardless of whether or not I take a breather while broadcasting, have a bit of the bubbly. No, I meant soda pop. What do you think I meant? Some kind, sort of type of intoxicating alcoholic beverage or whatever quality and quantity, though that is a thought. And as I have been having a lurking notion to go back to that, you say, to this idea that there is so much more happening. You have to turn the volume down. A high note. In the same way that there are technical intricacies. Well, I got another radio.
I thought it was a big deal. I was thinking I could have run a marathon in the amount of time I was holding that phone. It just kept going.
I mean, when people think about technique, it's often.
But anyway, though, getting back to what I was trying to say, or as I think of it, with that, my mind to try to backtrack here, purpose being, or I go on to following to continue for where and when that my president last left off. So I can pin up as a complete form of previous prior line thought. And in that same sense of word, and regardless of how I myself could possibly be butchering the English language of American dialect, being of some of such qualities and quantities, for something like, or how you say, the umpteenth consecutive time. No, sorry, I apologize for that. Then I was saying from where when I last left off, as I go on to following here and now, to complete a form previous prior line thought in the senses word. Yes, regardless of whether or not that my person am contemplating or thinking about living that living damn hell in the bottle, boom, 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 or was she at the pipe once again? And I have been having a lurking notion for those who are familiar with that being that last mention or the latter being of a term that is employed or uses is used to simply say by anybody that is recovering from some kind, sort of type of an addiction. It don't matter if it's an alcohol addiction or drug addiction or food addiction for that matter. What I thought. Drink on the last. I can drink a little H2O water. Keep from becoming or being dehydrated. And that's a living damn hell in its own right of a physical malady, ailment, or health issue, or a dilemma problem that would have to be taken care of, in its own right. And where was I? Yeah, not to mention, memory lapse and speech impediments. I was saying, whereas something about, what was I saying? Yes, whereas a lurking notion is that when a person is contemplating going back to an addiction, is what I meant to say, being a one, whatever it is, a kind of sort of type that one is addicted to, that one was in recovery for. I myself am presently in recovery for, alcohol and my drug of choice addiction being that of reefer, as it is known by one of the street slang names, or peyote, as it is known by its Indian name, or that the wacko weed, officially called by something other than that last mention of a street slang name for it, being that marijuana, being of its medical term, official medical term. And certain situations or case scenarios have been really like throwing me for a loop lately, and not just the crazy, partly man-made weather temps either that would have Greta Thunberg in an uproar, or any other environmentalist. Yeah, similar to how meat eaters would piss vegetarians off. Then lately, I had been going back to eating a little more meat on short notice, as only for emergency reasons and on purposes. As I wish I could go back to, well, not exactly becoming or being, a complete vegetarian, but rather I myself personally am what you would call a partial vegetarian, being because the only meat product items that I would think to eat would be that of fish, But lately I've been eating little, meat otherwise, I didn't say a penis, being because I'm not gay. I'm not into those kind of Oscar Mayer wiener hot dog, ballpark franks, or Equus polar sausages. Being of the same sex, fellow persons of the masculine gender. Now, although at one time I was contemplating possibly romancing the thought of becoming a bisexual, where the bisexual is to be translated to be defined as meaning, semi-homo or half a faggot, But I never, acted out in a physical way upon those mental thoughts, Yeah. Anyway, though, getting back to some of such other. Oh, yeah. First of all, let me interject with this here. Be sure to check out the basic intro as an introduction, and as well as the footnotes, Anyway, though, getting back to some of such now, so I say. And it's speaking on something from where I had last left off, Yeah, so I was eating a little meat, for emergency reasons or purposes. Otherwise, I would have stuck to the partial vegetarian diet or whatever I said. And only being because, once again, my physical health, my general physical health has been put me through a roller coaster ride. And it's like one of these proverbial neighbors from damn hell. Excuse my language, in a part of French, and then I played the part of the devil's advocate in speaking on the likes of dickhead pricks, some of such. Am I permitted to use the N-word like nigga or nigger, SOB bastards? No, I'm going to rephrase with Negro.
No, and it wasn't like the
word
was
Negro,
soft
and I am butchering the English language of American dialect.
Going to
Because certain proverbial neighbors from
crescendo
damn
and
hell, Negro or black SOB bastards, the worstest kind sort of type for where I'm at now in a worse neighborhood, being of a Negro or black neighborhood, thanks to a willingness left fulfilling black Negro SOB bastard of a neighbor from damn hell for a building average location where I was, formerly at, for one of the better Vicentiary neighborhood communities, being of a multiracial and less poverty stricken or less crime ridden
at the start of this episode,
ones.
so
you know, less polished crime reading one, or the likes of that kind sort of type, had managed to, you know, get me bounced from the building after I went through all the proper policies and procedures of protocol to complain about him and state my grievances about some of such matters regarding making reference to how he would violate his apartment rental lease agreement and at the same time disregard or ignore it, and likewise disrespect my rights and privileges as his fellow neighbor with the way he was carrying on. And whereas he flipped the script on me out of resentment for I myself being that my person having gone through all the proper policies and procedures and protocol to address the issue to not only the management of the building, but as I had equally as well put in a number of complaints against him, or made quite a bit of more than quite a few police reports as I dialed the emergency number 911, you know, to do the same in describing the different incidents that he would make me become subject to experiencing upon a daily and on a nightly basis to members of the law enforcement community, as in police officers or cops, to simply say, if not detectives as well, or likewise, all the same. And here it is, out of resentment, he retaliated by convincing the management of the building to give me the walking papers, paperwork documents similar to an eviction notice being of a non-renewal or of a non-renewal of apartment rental lease agreement memo. Let me say, it's been a long day. And whereas they believe his lie over my fact of the matter, the lie he told about me compared to the truth I was telling about him, you know. And voila, here I am now, from having to relocate as and move from a building within a vicinity area of a multiracial and less poverty stricken and less crime ridden vicinity area neighborhood community within city limits. I think that I suspect a neighbor from down here is attempting to sabotage the oxygen or air supply in my apartment at the moment while I'm speaking to attempt to push an emotional button. But getting back to what I was trying to say, I was so really interrupted. To me having to move to this vicinity area neighborhood community where I'm at now, for that being a one of the predominantly ethnic minority and more poverty stricken or more crime ridden ones, you know, on short notice just to keep from becoming homeless or the rank and file of their transits as they are. So I have to move to this building located within one of the less preferred vicinity area neighborhood communities compared to where I was at in another building address location for another purpose of properties, edifice, or real estate for one of the better ones within the city limits. But then I have told you all about that 100, 1,000, a million, a billion, a trillion, if not a zillion times. And let me put it to rest, you know, or bury that dead horse finally. Hopefully I won't repeat it again anytime too soon enough again. It will be a long time coming if I were to do so. And if I were to repeat it anytime too soon enough again, then I apologize to any of you all who are familiar with it, compared to those who are not, who could possibly be hearing it for the first time. So I owe them that much. But if I were to repeat again, hopefully it will continue to be now of a condensed or Cliff Notes version compared to how I have mouthed off about it before in times past. You know? Yeah. And so here it is. Now, whereas I suspect these worst of neighbors from damn hell have done a number upon my general physical health, have me feel like quite a bit in a funk. You know, and here it is, whereas I thought I was getting better, and now once again I'm oversleeping, you know, as well as I'm not dropping off to sleep at, you know, normal hours. You know, last night I was up until the break of dawn, you know, and found myself, you know, feeling congested, and you know, feel like I got a frog in my throat and all that, and feeling a number of the, you know, physical health issues. Not that I mean to give you all TMI, too much information, being because that is my own personal business, unless you all are licensed physicians and licensed psychologists, psychiatrists for that matter, licensed social workers, or licensed attorney or lawyer,
Both Christina and I studied classical performance, but
or a member
as you
of
can
the
imagine,
law enforcement
vocalists
community.
and
It's really
trumpet
none of your
players seldom cross
goddamn business. Lord forgive for
So
using your name.
there's so much about trumpet that I just
Yeah, I
had
think
to
y'all
know
get the general
really
deal.
well.
What I'm trying to say. It's really none of your damn
Christina shared
business.
some really
So I'm
great
like,
examples of all
get the fuck
beautiful
out of here with
things
your
that trumpet
fucking
can
stupid
offer.
ass questions. If any
You're welcome.
could
And I can say
possibly
the same
rise,
to you. I know what soprano
like,
and mezzo
yada,
soprano
yada, yada,
are
woo,
now,
woo,
and
woo,
I'm still
yeah,
stuck on that
whatever,
recording of Grieg's last spring that we heard earlier. The
like
breath
how
supported
the
beautiful
Italians say,
lyrical lines in
whatever.
that piece. My gosh.
So beautiful, and that's still
Anyway, though,
the best thing.
it's
about
really
the
none of your
voice.
damn business, so don't
grew
worry
up
about it,
singing gospel music and
Then I'm
singing
surprised
jazz and
the damn
R&B.
dickhead
Also,
prick
I
that
was
usually pops
raised
up
in a very
the
kind
very
of
minute I
religious
get to
household.
broadcast.
I remember my grandma playing
He pops into
Mahalia
my
Jackson
social
on, like,
media channel
vinyl
for a couple
records.
few seconds
And
and
as
then
a
pops out
child,
just
I
as
just
quick. I'm
remember
surprised that
hearing
he
his
hadn't done
voice that
some
was
such
so
now,
powerful.
unless he already
It
had done it. I
moved
just
me
didn't.
in such a way,
I
and
just
never
didn't,
understood
notice it
what
or
it
witness
was
it at the
about her
moment. I
voice
just
that
wish he'd
drew
pop
me
his
in,
ass,
other than,
unless it's a she.
maybe some of the
Regardless, I
words
wish
that
one
she
would
was
pop
singing,
one's ass into my
and
chat room
the fact that my
conversation so I can
grandma
find
loved
out
her.
Right.
literally
But as I got
or
older
exactly
and
who
I
it is,
studied
so I can
classical
block
music, especially, I would
this
listen to Mahalia
motherfucker,
Jackson and go,
shithead piece of shit. Oh
that is
Lord.
an amazing
Let me
voice.
rephrase that, though. I'm not feeling
It's
too
so
Christian at the moment.
powerful, so
Or
rich.
not so
I mean,
much
we're
as
talking
believe in
about
God,
soprano
one true
versus
God,
mezzo soprano.
as I am.
Mahalia Jackson
But I'm
kind
feeling
of
more
falls into,
like
Yeah,
the
what
less
is
to you,
she?
the
I'm not
prodigal son,
exactly sure. I mean, you can
believing
call it
God who has gone astray
contralto
from the will of
maybe, but
God
it's just
and yet to make
this
amens to get back
powerhouse
into the
of
divine
sound.
plan
I think we should
for the
listen to a
blessings
little
at
bit of
hand,
Mahalia Jackson.
compared to how the
Let's hear
majority
her
of
sing
most
You'll Never Walk
churchgoers,
Alone
being of
from
whatever
the
religious
musical
denominations,
Carousel.
are nothing but of the likes of the worst of two evils and of the worst is a closet devil worshippers. And that is including the prosperity preacher televangelist among them. Yeah, I'm surprised this dickhead hasn't popped up in my notification panel, where it's YouTube would alert a person or the owner of a social media channel in a chat room conversation how one has been paid a visit by a viewer. Now, if the cocksucker could pop up in my comment section or chat room, then I can see who it is, and then from there, from possibly contemplating silencing one's chat to that much more, possibly contemplating blocking one from my own YouTube social media channel, and possibly permanently than temporarily, because a character like that has disrespected, and it could be more than just one. I thought about disrespecting my social media channel, my social media channel, and or likewise my comment section or chat room just a little bit too often. I'm getting sick and tired of disrespect, Okay. When I have more than enough of effing nonsense, fucking bullshit, effing BS, freaking nonsense having to be bothered with coming from the likes of these neighbors from down hell. You hear what I'm saying? Disrespecting me. Trespassing my premises and properties, possibly even while I'm here. Not to mention when I'm gone from my premises and property of the place of residence at this given address location to hit the streets to take care of some personal business matters without it being on my own personal survival, than to think that they could possibly trespass my premises and property while I'm trying to get my beauty rest, get my Z's. Then, whereas I wake up in the morning and feel like somebody has violated me, upon more than quite a few occasions, read between the lines, filling the blanks as it could have possibly gotten intimate with me, in a sensual, sexual way, not only without my permission or without my consent, but then likewise as well all the same without my knowledge, And if I were to catch anybody in my place of residence one way or another, yeah, I would have come back to it and find someone in my place that's not supposed to be here, unless you're maintenance personnel or one of the property owners, you know, or the real estate landlord, or what you call a business associate personnel representative for these edifices or these residential structures that you really have no right to be in here. Oh, and police, they would have to present a warrant if they were to want to search a person's residence. Not that I would be getting into trouble otherwise. Then you would deserve all this coming to you, especially if I were to catch a riffraff character, being the likes of the criminal elements of any given society, country, or nation, attempt to trespass my premises while I'm in here, and that much more while I'm trying to, call it a night, get my beauty rest or Z's, I just wish I was packing as concealed carry. They'd have to find something else to do the trick, for my own personal safety as a matter of self-defense, Yeah. Anyway, I get back to my place of residence today, and one of my neighbors, the one across from me, as a matter of fact, he opens up his door and sits in his doorway, and he's on an electronic device, what I believe to be more often than not, it's a cellular one, as in cell phone. And I'm wondering if he's calling cell phone, calling the management on me as if I'm coming off one flew over the cuckoo's nest, ding, ding, ding. And I get to argue from there. If push comes to shove, if I have to go before, the management of the building, and I'd be like, well, it's no wonder that it would seem like I have flipped if I'm being bothered with the same kind of, stupid and sick crap that I had to be bothered with for the last building manager location I was at, paying annual monthly rent, utilities, etc., with certain neighbors coming off the much more familiar commonly called and unknown neighbors from damn hell, attempt to make their fellow neighbors' lives a living damn hell. So if I could have possibly been ranting and raving, then I'm sorry, but that doesn't give them an excuse to attempt to drive me completely bonkers and have me rant and rave in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Can you feel me? So this guy, he was, but this is it. He's in a wheelchair compared to the other neighbors that stay with him. Making like spooks to sit by the door otherwise, and just like midnight cowboy. And another thing, it's like practically, possibly, there's nothing happening. Each and every time I go to the washroom for a different area of my apartment, to, take a shit on the shitter. No, stop it. Let me pray. Take a crap on the crapper, or just to take a leak, or I wouldn't do number one or number two. They get to bar with my apartment door that much more, especially if I'm in the shower. Then how much more they will get to doing that, Like I gotta play musical doors with them. Who's barring with my apartment door? Fucking down hell away from my apartment door. Take that shit on down the hall, and out the fucking building before I give a fuck. Take it down the fucking street before I give a fucking damn care. Excuse my language. Take that effing BS down the street for that matter. Then I don't get that effing BS, that nonsense away from my apartment door. And whereas it's one neighbor who stays down the hall from the neighbor that stays across from me, and from me likewise, I suspect him to be one of these damn shithead ass pieces of shit. Oh, there I go. I suspect him of being one of these damn brain dead, bonehead, butthead ass, drug pushing and dope dealing sons of a bitch bastards. I can't say Negro SOB bastard. Selling his drugs and whatnot and so forth. And I suspect he himself has been borrowing my apartment door.
I'm not sure they're even going to find Saddam Hussein.
And I wonder if there's some given one time another he calls himself giving me the business. Hopefully all our world should have become subject to experiencing is some bug bites, because I've been noticing certain marks on my physical body. And I'm like, wondering, how the damn hell did that get there? Then I'll be feeling that much more up in the weather. But lately I've been noticing it. Then I'm feeling once again pretty much so in a funk like I felt before. Not exactly, but I'm feeling pretty much so close to like I was feeling before, walking around like a 90-something or 100-something-year-old man, Whereas I was contemplating paying another visit to another medical facility for its premises and property, be it public or private, so far as the hospital is concerned, and then do follow-up at a clinic. But I changed my mind with it being much later during the day, because last time I had thought to go to a hospital facility for whatever vicinity area neighborhood community within city limits, though. I was there overnight because I started out in the afternoon. You gotta start out in the morning time. You don't want to be going through change like that. So I said, fuck it. Excuse my language. I said, forget that there, forget damn that. Forget that damn agenda now. It ain't on the menu. It's not a part of the plan, because I ain't about to be like sitting up in some emergency room area and barely keep myself awake, having to shake myself awake before somebody clip me as it pick my pockets. Then I be stranded somewhere in no man's land, unfamiliar territory, be trying to find some kind of way to get back to my place of residence. And then from there, my traveling rights and privileges as a passenger who could possibly become a part of ridership of the mass transit and public transportation system with all of these different bus and train routes would be suspended for a while until I could get another, bus pass. You know what I'm saying? So I said, forget that. Whenever a person been a sick individual, not as a sick, cool for coke pop, but what I mean to say. Your average person, or even the likes of them, whenever you're feeling sick, physically or mentally, you're supposed to start out for a hospital much earlier. The earlier, the better, not wait till the afternoon, because each and every hospital, on quite a regular basis, well, sometimes if you're lucky or blessed, you can get there in the afternoon and be treated within a relatively reasonable short time frame period or reasonable average amount of time. But usually when you start out to a hospital in the afternoon, or for a clinic for that matter, unless you have got you a scheduled appointment, if you start out for a hospital facility and then expect to do follow-up at a clinic much later, you start out for a hospital facility within the afternoon, more than likely you're going to be there up until the late evening hours and possibly to the break of dawn to the next day. So I had to change my mind about that, though. I was thinking about maybe going to, today or Friday the weekend, but it's the afternoon, so I had to put it off. But I don't feel as worse as I felt like before. I'm still feeling much worse than what I had felt like last. Remember, I had informed you all personally how I felt sick as a dog while I served as a judge of elections. So I mentioned during one of the last couple few social media broadcasting videos of mine, then I started to feel better. And then I started to feel, worse again, like one of these neighbors from down hell had done another number on me once again, as I wouldn't doubt it. So now I'm contemplating doing some more home remedies and over-the-counter drugs and whatever prescription meds I have here as medicines to make me feel better. And, that'll be that until I can make it out to another hospital, be it public or private, for the city area neighborhood community, hopefully for one of the better ones than for the worst. I say again, for one of the worst ones, if you know what I mean. Read between the lines, fill in the blanks, and people damn hell want ice water. But anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say for now. And I'll get back with you all later. Well, And with that having been said, and on this last note of interest, to conclude some of such matters, even if I had to force myself to say this year, if it don't come naturally for me to, speak upon some of such, as I said in the very beginning, where it's like I'm going through the motion, like, well, hopefully not so much like something has exited out of me and something else entered in, as more than quite a few of those Hollywood celebrities would know what I'm talking about. But then I'm a believer in God, Worse I could become as a prodigal son, as one of the few real or true believers in God as a Christian, aka Protestant, compared to how the majority of most churchgoers or whatever religious denomination are nothing more than closet devil worshippers. And of the worst kind, sort of type of devil worshippers yet, and as they are the worst of two evils. And with the prosperity preachers included among them, prosperity preacher men who outnumber their female or woman rival counterparts of prosperity preacher woman of televangelists likewise. But anyway, if you haven't gotten Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, I would hope that you would think to do so now while the blood is still running warm in your veins. By recognizing or realizing what he himself had done, whatever I have said, what he himself had done or did upon the cross of Calvary on the hill of Golgotha, suffering at the hands, on the cross of Calvary, I say, suffering at the hands of Roman soldiers, up under orders of their superiors, religious, political, militaristic, and etc., from centurions to Caesars, to religious Pharisees and Sadducees, who had ordered that he be crucified upon the cross of Calvary, between two thieves on the hill of Golgotha, not 2 or 3, a couple few, but between two thieves. But then nevertheless, as he went to that cross of Calvary to become a perfect sacrifice, the only sacrifice for you as well as for me. I'm gonna have to copyright this physical justice sometimes, so that anyone that could possibly profess faith in him, regardless of race, walk of life, age, or gender, and us, men of whom are not only, associated with representing the human species, but then the global community within the post 911 era, new millennium, apocalyptic DNA. Excuse me. Sorry. And where the doomsday clock is now at a couple few minutes to me, like compared to how former previous project was at a quarter midnight for these rather biblically prophetic time, where if any of us in that same line of thought, whatever race and walks of life, the old, young, or like both ancestral genders, would profess some such faith in him. Yes, or whatever facts of society, like so. Whereas once we would do so, we would become and be blessed and one God another in more ways than one. We become new creatures, and change our minds and attitudes and lifestyle to glorify him, to be a representative of God's kingdom upon the planet Earth. Whereas from there, we would not only have, first and foremost, his salvation being of which is the only means by which any of us can or could possibly become or be citizens of the kingdom of heaven. Then we would, second of all, have his deliverance. First, you have got to get his salvation, otherwise you have nothing coming so far as blessings to come. If you cross that great divide that separates heaven from hell, if you cross that great divide that separates this world existence for the next and end up elsewhere, unless you have that blood sacrifice of salvation of his, the final destination will be hell than heaven. Because God is not to be mocked. What you sow is what you shall reap. You'll be tortured by the devil and demon forever. Compared to how we as believers in God be in the presence of like-minded believers, God's representatives. Y'all take care. Yeah, peace.